So with ephemeral development environments, one of the challenges can be that some of the things you're used to just aren't there. So one of those is shell history. So when you develop in an environment, then you throw that environment away. Sometimes you lose all that shell history. And so there's lots of different ways to get around this. And one of those ways is a cool project that you might not have heard of called Atuin. And so Atuin actually was built to sync shell histories across multiple computers, but we're going to use it today to go ahead and capture and also sync shell history to remote environment. So the way this works, you would install Atuin your own way. You'll get a login and you'll also get a key. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the environment and you're going to set some environment variables. So you're going to set a key, a username, and your password for Atuin. And you can actually leave password off if you want to enter that when you log in. But what I'm going to demo is just sort of one change, everything works. And to do that, you need all of these, all of these things in there. What I've done is I've written a Devcontainer feature for Atuin. We'll go through the internals of that on a different video, but we're just going to use that to make this work. So we're going to take a Devcontainer, tell it, hey, I want this extra feature, and then we're going to make that work. So let's see how we would go about doing that. So this is a simple Python Flask application. It's got a Devcontainer file in it. And if we go look at that Devcontainer, it's a Python application. It does some things, and currently it's not using any features. So we're going to go add a feature. So I'm going to go to GitHub and I'm going to go get the features that I wrote for, oops, not this one. So I've written a couple of features, but I wrote one for Atuin. And here's how you would use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this application. We're going to launch it in Daytona. That'll take 20 seconds. So just to recap, if you haven't heard about Daytona, it's a automated development environment platform. So that click basically used an API, /hash, and then the name. So that my Daytona instance /hash and the name of a GitHub repository. And now it's launching for me a Linux environment to go run that. And so inside of that Linux environment is going to be everything that I need to do work. And if we go back and look at Simple Flask, that's going to be this entire image. It's also going to be some customizations for Python, and it's going to be some workflow customizations about what to do when that application starts. So we're going to, if we see port 5000, we're going to go ahead and open it. After this environment is created, we're going to do pip install for all the requirements. And after a user attaches to this environment, we're going to go ahead and start the application itself. And so once that's up and running, you get an IDE that you're familiar with that has everything you need to go to get started. And so we'll just wait another second or so and we'll be up and running. You'll notice actually this is the log, and what you see here with the downloading, that's the pip install actually happening. And so now we're going to set up the IDE extensions, and then we will start the IDE. So in about 20 seconds, I have everything I need to run for that environment. And you'll notice it's going to go ahead and start. It's going to make sure that it's going to notice that port 5000 starts at some point, and it's going to open up that preview window. So this is the actual application, hello world from the Simple Flask address. And we can make, it's just a full environment. So we can say, hello world on video, and then come over here and hello to on video. So everything just there. I'm going to go ahead and add this Devcontainer feature. So I'm going to go grab this, come back, I'm going to add this feature. So grab Atuin at this version, and you'll notice that down here it's offering to rebuild my environment. So instead of having to like throw this environment away, check this in, and start a new environment, I'm just going to test it by rebuilding this environment, and it's going to take that one change and relaunch this environment for me. So gone are sort of the days of like, oh, I have to make this change, I have to throw this ephemeral environment away, I'm going to do this again, oh, I have to throw that ephemeral environment away. The sort of like hard constraint of ephemerality is not something that I think is particularly useful. So it's going to go ahead, and what you're seeing now is it's adding that feature on top of the previous Devcontainer, and then it's reinstalling the application. And then in a moment, we'll get that environment back up and we'll have everything we need to get going. So let's just let it finish the installation of the IDE, and then we will test out Atuin. All right. So if we go back to this Devcontainer, you'll see that it did keep this feature installed, and we have our whole change done, including the hello from on video. So all the changes that we made came across, and now let's see what happens if we try Atuin. So if we check Atuin status, we're up and running, and now it should, if I go up on my, up in my history, I should get everything I need to just go ahead and see what my, so this is all the status in my current environment, and I can get out of that. And there you have it. It is that easy to install a new feature and connect it together in Daytona with Devcontainer.